Hi guys, welcome to another Teach to Code with Mario. So today we're going to make a class within our class. We're going to make a little invoice application. Without saying any more, let's go ahead and jump right into that. So we're going to make a Java application. We're going to call it invoice test. Okay, inside of my main method, I'm just going to get rid of this comment. And right outside of your main method is where we're going to make this class. So make sure you're still between these two curly braces. So if we're going to do a class, because we're not making a separate file, a separate class, we're going to have to declare this static since it's a class within a class. And we're just going to call this class invoice. Now inside a class invoice, we're going to have four variables. So we're going to have string, part number. Usually that's provided inside of a invoice. We're going to have a string part description. We're going to have an int called quantity. We'll have a double, and that'll be amount, and then we'll need another one for total, because the amount that's going to display on the actual invoice will be the quantity times the amount, right? Maybe you want to buy more than one part. So the next thing we're going to need is actually going to be a constructor. So we're going to go public invoice. So that's how we make the constructor. We're going to pass in string part num, string parts des for description, int quan for quantity, and double amount, AMT. So we're just going to initialize the variables here. This dot part number is equal to part num. This dot parts description is equal to part des. This dot quantity is equal to quan. And then finally this dot amount is equal to AMT. Alright. So we've initialized the variables. So in the constructor, when we call this, when we make an object of our class invoice, we're going to have to pass these four arguments into it. We're going to have to provide the part name, the description, the quantity, and the amount. Alright. So next what we're going to do is we're going to actually make get methods for these. So get methods help us retrieve data from a different class. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's do public string, because we're going to want to return a string in this particular method. Get part number. Now all we want to do for this is return part number. So we're going to do this for all our variables. Public string get. So get and set methods really are the bread and butter of programming here. But anyways, parts description. And we're just going to return parts description. Typed it in. Alright. The next one is an integer, so be careful. The data type that we want to return is integer. So public integer gets quantity. And we're just going to want to return quantity. And then finally, last but not least, public. Oh, actually, we need two more. Double amount, or let's say get amount, and that is going to be return amount, And then finally we have this total to deal with. So with total, let's go ahead and see what we could do. So we're going to go public double total. And actually, let's go ahead and make that get total. So inside of total, let's see. So one thing we do want to check if amount is not equal to 0 and quantity is not equal to 0. So we want to check if there's a price for the product that they're going to buy, and we also want to assume that there's a quantity. And actually, not equal to isn't going to work. Well, we should check if this is greater than 0, right? We don't want negatives in the amount or quantity either. That's a little bit weird. So we'll stick with these, the greater thans. Now, if the amount is greater than 0 and the quantity is greater than 0, what we want to do is total is going to be equal to amount times quantity. And then we'll return total. Else, we'll just return 0, right? Alright. So far, so good. Now we got to go into the main class and actually make an object. So to do an object, what we're going to do is go invoice I1 is equal to new invoice. And into that, we're going to say a part number is 1, 2, 3. Oh, where did I end up at? Sorry about that. So that's our part number. Part description, let's say maybe a Raspberry Pi. Let's pass in, maybe you want to buy 3 of those, and they're about $39.99. Let's see, Raspberry Pi 3. Alright. So now, what we're going to do is, we could simply print these out. We could say part number. Let's just go with the number sign. And then we could go \2\t. Part. I guess part description. And we'll go \t. And then we'll say, well, I think just one will do. Let's do quantity. And finally, \t. Alright, let's see what this does. Then we'll need the amount. That's what's missing. Alright. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see. And actually amount. And I want to say total as well, right? Okay. So this, bear with me. This is where it's going to get a little extreme. Well, not too extreme, but you know. System.out.println. So here's where we could say I1.get part number, and we want to concatenate a couple of \t's, and then we'll say I1.get part description, and we'll concatenate a couple of \t's. And the \t, if you don't know what it is, it's equivalent to pushing tabs. So then we'll say I1.get quantity. We'll add a couple \t's to that. And then we'll say I1.get amount. We'll concatenate a couple more \t's, and then finally we'll say I1.get total. Okay. So let's run this and let's see what we get. Not bad. The quantity's a little far off there. So let's see what we have. \t here. Just try to shorten that, see what we get. Okay, cool. Things are lining up pretty good. So if we wanted another part to print out, we would do another invoice object. We would definitely come around here and do another print statement. But this has gone on about 10 minutes, you guys. So I hope you liked this video. Definitely give me a like and a subscribe, you guys. More videos will be coming up. Thank you.